What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video on the Porsche Boxster. Now, when I bought the car, the brakes didn't work, the clutch didn't work, the engine didn't work, the driver's window didn't work. Actually, nothing really worked on the Porsche Boxster. So what we're going to do is we're going to tackle the brakes in this video, and we're going to get them working along with the clutch, because the systems are linked in. With the split in the rear brake pipes and the fluid leaking, we would never be able to bleed the systems up. So we're going to change these brake pipes and we're going to get them bled up and hopefully tick that job off the list of things to do. So yeah, what are we waiting for? Let's get on. So these are the pipes we need to replace. So it's this pipe here, comes up, runs along the chassis and comes down here. And then in the engine bay, whether we can see it, we've got to get this brake pipe out of here. And it connects. You can get two pipes here, needs to come off. So we start with the passenger side first because it's the shortest and it's kind of the easiest to do. So we undo the pipe from the flexi hose and then we'll undo it from the connector block underneath. So this little will not come undone, it's rounded, so I'm going to have to saw through the pipe or cut through the pipe and then try and get a socket on it and see if we can get it off. If not, I'm going to have to cut through it with a grinder and then replace the whole flexi pipe, which is going to be a right pain. So I've cut through the pipe and managed to get this brake pipe off here now. I just need to try and get a socket on there so I can take it off the flexi pipe. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be this hard, to be honest. It's just a brake pipe, but hey ho. Let's get on and see if we can get a socket on this and get it off. So there's not a lot I can do at the moment. I need a new flexi pipe so I can cut this one off, so we can't really do anything on the passenger side at the moment. But what I can do is I can remove the pipes from the junction box here, and then I can move over to the driver's side and hopefully get the long pipe off. So let's go on and do that. As you can see, these pipes are really quite bad, and we'll take a look when I've got them off the car, but they are really bad. They literally just buckle pulling them off. Obviously we've got fluid leak in there, hopefully it won't be too bad. Put some bungs in there to stem the flow and hopefully it won't drip too much. So let's get these off now and see what they actually look like. Okay, so to get this brake pipe off, literally just unclips from here, and let me just slide it out. So this one is the easiest to change. Now we've got a trace, I think it's this pipe here, should just pull out. It's all clipped in along there, I can feel it. So there we go, clips out, and then again should just clip out underneath here. I don't know why it's not. Yep, clips out. And we'll move to the top of the engine bay now and pull them out across the top. So okay, so this brake pipe is now loose. We just need to hopefully release it from this flexi pipe. Hopefully we won't have the same problem that we had on the other side of the car and we can get them both off. Else I'm going to have a bit of a dilemma and I'm going to have to get two flexi pipes. So let's get on and get this off.
So driver's side came off really easy. So I think all we need to do now is pull it out from the top, from the engine bay, and then feed the new pipe back in. Should be fairly straightforward. So as you can see, driver's side brake pipe is off, and if we take a look at the ends, you can see it started to rust. I don't think it was leaking at this end, but definitely if you go all along the pipe, the only bit that wasn't rusted was the bit that was in the engine bay. And if we come to the end that was in the junction box underneath the sill, it's completely split and rusted, and it's totally had it, so definitely needed replacing. So yeah, let's get on and get the new one fitted. So after an hour of struggling, I worked out the best way to run this new brake pipe is simply through the driver's side wheel arch. It feeds straight up through these pipes down here, and then just literally clips to the back of the bulkhead and then just slides straight down. I was struggling but managed to just give it a go. It's definitely the best way to get your new brake lines in for the driver's side. So I secured the brake pipe in place before tightening it up. So once the brake pipe's in place, we go back and we tighten up the connection to the flexi hose and also to the junction box that lies under the sill. And then move on and fit the passenger side brake pipe, reversing the process I did to take the old one off before moving on and fitting the new flexi pipe. So here's the new brake flexi. This was around 38 quid from Euro Car Parts, so that's around, I think around $35 in the US. So yeah, it's quite simple to put on. So yeah, let's get this fitted and see whether or not we can get the brakes working. Okay, so before we can fit the new flexi hose, we have to take the old one off. Now this is fairly straightforward to remove this with a bit of WD-40, a lot easier on the caliper side than it was on the brake pipe side. The new flexi then takes a couple of minutes to fit. We connect to the caliper side first before connecting it to the brake pipe to make sure that we lock it in place. Okay, so the flexi hose is on, and I think we've got a sealed brake system now. We've got all the brand new pipes on. This flexi was the only thing that was stopping us, so I'm going to get some fluid in the system and see if I can bleed it through. Okay, so what I didn't realise is that the clutch system is also connected to the brake system, and it appears that the clutch, well, as you can see, it's pissed its fluid everywhere. So now I've got to get on and tackle the clutch before I can finish the brakes. Awesome. Okay, so we know the fluid's leaking from the servo unit on the gearbox, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it off and find out what's wrong with it. So as you saw, that's our culprit. This slave cylinder on the clutch is knackered. Someone's put that back in knackered, so I've tried to bleed it up after I've changed all the brake pipes, and the fluid's just pissed out everywhere. I've got half a litre of brake fluid everywhere. My own fault. I had a kind of a feeling when the clutch didn't work that it was probably this, and I probably should have took it out before trying to bleed it up, but hey ho. We have a replacement clutch slave unit, and we're going to get this fitted, get this bad boy bled up, and hopefully we'll have a clutch again, and we can then look at bleeding the brakes. Later, and as you can see, we've got the slave cylinder all hooked back up. It was just too difficult to fit and film at the same time, but it's back on, and now we can get the system all bled up. Okay, so it's the following day, guys, and I've got the Porsche on 4 axle stands. As you can see, I've turned it round on the drive. It's going to be easier for me to bleed the clutch and the brakes with it off the floor. So yeah, let's get on and get these brakes bled and the clutch sorted.
So to make my life easier, I'm using an easy bleed system that connects to the reservoir and also to a spare wheel. This uses air pressure to push the fluid through the brake system. So we start the bleed process with the rear right caliper, and then we move on to the left rear caliper. I put the brake fluid up in the easy bleed system, making sure there's enough in there before moving on to the front brakes. To continue the process, we bleed the front right caliper first before moving on to the left caliper. Now we've bled the brakes, we can move on and bleed the clutch. We can now remove the easy bleed kit. Also spray the area where the kit has been with car cleaner to remove any brake fluid that may have spilled.
Okay, so brakes are bled, clutch is bled. Let's see whether or not we've got brakes and whether or not we've got a clutch. Okay, so the moment of truth, have we got brakes? Oh yeah, we've got brakes. Let's see, have we got a clutch? Oh, that feels smooth. So we've got brake, we've got clutch, so it will hopefully change gear and it'll stop. We now just need a vroom vroom and we're good to go. So there we are, guys. The Porsche now has working brakes and a working clutch, and it's one step closer, although it's a little step, to getting back on the road. Now the biggest job that we need to tackle, and we're going to do this in the next video, is getting that engine running. We know what the issue is with the engine, and we're going to get that sorted. So guys, if you like what you see, don't forget, smash that subscribe button, turn the notifications on, give me a thumbs up, comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.